Hey, what's going on, vets? Markel here, back with another video. So I wanted to share a typical morning with you guys, some of the things that I do, as well as answer some questions that were left behind. A lot of times these questions are repeat of things I've already talked about and done in different videos, but I don't expect every new person who subscribed to the channel to go back and watch every single video. So you probably have heard this before, but bear with me. There are people who don't know, who are just coming into the VA. They just got out of the military. So try to bear with me, guys, as I show you this morning and flying the drone, going to the park that I had mentioned before. So this is it right here. So let's get to the first question, which is about compensation work therapy, CWT. Okay, so the question is, do I have to be service connected in order to be eligible for CWT, compensated work therapy? So the answer to that is no. You only need to be enrolled in the VA healthcare system. You do not have to have a service connection in order to qualify for compensated work therapy. And for those of you who are not aware what compensated work therapy is, it's basically therapy that the Department of Veterans Affairs offers, okay, especially for people who are TDIU, people who are what's the one? Oh, I can't think of it. There's another program where this does not count as work. This counts as therapy. So let's say you're on TDIU, you get approved to work for CWT, and they say you can work 30 hours a week, making whatever the federal minimum wage is. I believe federal minimum wage is like $8.50 or $9 an hour, and there are no taxes taken out of that money at all. So you get all of it. And if you're getting paid on the regular government schedule, you'll get paid once every 2 weeks. So it's a great way to pass time. You'll be either at a hospital, you'll be at a clinic, or you may be at comp and pen, because there are a variety of things that they need help with as comp and pen besides at the hospital or at the clinic. Now, some examples of jobs at the hospital would be the grounds outside. Some of those people are CWT. The greeter, normally the greeter that you see at the door is CWT. The volunteer, or the guy with the yellow shirt on, they may have changed colors by now, that roll people around in a wheelchair, those are normally CWT. Some of the people that you see in the cafeteria, CWT. Some of the people that you see doing laundry, CWT. Some of the people who check you in at the Department of Veterans Affairs, CWT. Regardless if it's at the hospital, at the clinic, or comp and pen. Some examples at comp and pen would be helping in the loan department, helping with voc rehab, or helping with whatever other department there may be, payroll sometimes where they need assistance. That's where they send CWT, okay? Now, it's also not just limited to the VA. Sometimes they have programs or offices that they send people to outside of that department as well. It just depends on if you meet the criteria and if they need help at that particular moment. But all the income is tax-free, and it is considered therapy, not work. All right, so let's move to the next one, which is the clothing allowance. Now, everyone should be aware who's been receiving a clothing allowance for the last 5 years plus that you received a letter, and if you didn't receive this letter, you want to fill out that form for your clothing allowance. But if you received that letter last year explaining to you that you no longer have to apply for the clothing allowance, that you will automatically receive it. Now, they will call you in from time to time for an inspection of your device or cream or whatever it is you're getting, okay? So like with me, I get 4 a year, all right? I have an AFO, a knee brace, a back brace, and braces for my hands, all of which are service connected. The last time I went in for an inspection was probably in 2019, I believe it was. And then the last time though, before I got paid, I had to take some photos of my devices and send those in. So actually my inspection would have been 2021 was the last time that I did it. So if you are abroad, do not be surprised if they send you a letter or send you an email or contact you through va.gov letting you know If you're not in the country or where a VA facility is, and if you're south of the border, there is none. The only VA facility outside the U.S. and U.S. territories is the Philippines. So if you're outside any of those locations, they'll probably contact you and want you to send them photos through va.gov or through an email, or whichever way they got it set up, of all your prosthetic devices to make sure that you're still using them, number one, and that they're still intact. So be prepared for that. They're not going to just keep sending you that money every year and never check to see if you're still using those prosthetic devices or those creams. They're going to want to see that. All right. And then the last one that I'm going to talk about real quick is voc rehab. Excuse me. Voc rehab. Okay. To qualify for voc rehab, and again, this is stuff we've gone over before, you only need to be 10%. 10% service connected at a minimum to qualify for voc rehab. Now there is an application process you have to go through. You're going to get a counselor, and then you're going to work with your counselor to try to achieve whatever goal it may be, whether it's going to school, whether it's going to a 2-year program, CDL truck driving school, or a certificate program, or on-the-job training. There's many different things that you can do through voc rehab, which they've changed the name to VR to something. What is it? Vocational readiness and employment, I believe it's called now. But it's still basically the same program. All right. And then the last one is the independent. Dang it, can't remember the name of it. The independent living program. That's what the name is. Jesus, getting old, can't remember everything. So the independent living program, man, if you can get into that program, and I suggest those of you who are not interested in school, those of you who have limited mobility, those of you who've had counselors tell you about the independent living program, apply. There's only so many veterans that get accepted every year. I believe the program is anywhere from 1.5 years to 2 years max, and it's a very good program, man. It basically tries to help veterans who are limited with mobility, who don't get out much, give them an opportunity to do something or to build something on their property, or to give them something to make them feel like they're part of the community again. So some people have gotten greenhouses built on the back of their property. Some people have gotten boats where they can go out and fish every day. Some people have gotten certificate programs for weapons training. So it is a variety of things that you can do with the independent living program. And again, if you're a veteran who's struggling with your community, getting out, doing different things, apply for the independent living program. Okay, that is a program, man, that you'll be glad you got in. It is very hard to get in. There's a very select few of veterans that get selected every year in the program. But if you go to va.gov and you look up independent living program, it's a great program to get into. The last part about that, though, with a lot of these programs, guys, independent living, you need to be in the U.S. to apply. All right. When it comes to voc rehab, if you're in the Philippines, you can apply in the Philippines. You're anywhere else outside the U.S. and U.S. territory, you're going to need to apply in the U.S. first, and then you can go back overseas. All right. CWT, that's pretty obvious. That's U.S. territory only. So if you're trying to do CWT, none of these third parties have anything that they want to hire you independently. That's something completely different. But CWT is basically U.S. territory. That's it. All right, guys, so that's it for now. Hey, I appreciate everybody watching as always. And until the next time, guys, I'm out of here. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your day.